Da-na-na-na-na. Yeah, we're live. Okay, about to send that tweet. Webpack, loaders. Oh, that's perfect, I think. And ship it.
Version 0.1.
That's right. Okay, so I just need to go to that link so I can monitor the chat room. No obligation to monitor the chat room, but if you do, even better. But I'm going to give it just a moment, and then we'll get started. I think I'm going to draw first. I think. This one feels like I might need to go into the code a little bit, but I'm not too concerned.
It's not too much you need to do for loaders.
No, not at all. But maybe what I do is open up VS Code here. Where is it?
You need to do even less now with Webpack 2.
I know. Makes it really easy.
Yeah. Well, if you're making a loader for Webpack 2.
Yes. I won't even go into loader utils. I'm just going to talk about like, oh, how did loaders work?
Yeah. Options are too, like, yeah, that's a later thing.
Did that tweet even go out?
I saw it.
Okay, good. People are like, he's doing this 30 times in a row. We're not going to do this.
Yeah, this guy's spamming my Twitter board. I don't want to go there. Just stop telling me.
I'm at an all-time high invading Twitter right now.
Nice.
Like, I think maybe I might cut these back to a weekly, like once a week.
Daily is pretty. You're gonna run through all the content, and then you're gonna have nothing to do.
Well, you know, like, so
it's like there's like Webpack, but we talked about that like 5 episodes ago, and there was another one other times. Nah.
You can start talking about
Yes, we can. And that's like, you know, the funny thing is that's like what Babel, like 5 episodes worth of content with Webpack is like, that's like 6 Webpack years. Like that could change, you know, it could change very quickly.
We could spend like probably a month, 30 days talking about TypeScript loader.
Oh my God, don't get me started. We could. I have a whole rant about that because that was actually one of the first things like I really learned about when I was young and dumb. Before I even joined the core team or anything like that, and the complications of TypeScript in Webpack world and things like that. Cool. I have a package I just have not really used yet. This is beautiful. Okay, where are we at? 4 p.m. Oh, well, hello, Marcelo Carmona, our first chat speaker. Hello, sir. I should have just used more buzzwords. I should have said progressive web app, code splitting, React versus Ember.
You didn't have any emoji.
Babel. Oh, that's true. God damn it, you're right. People doubt the emoji, but it's the truth.
Oh, don't forget ES module tree shaking.
Oh yeah, tree shaking. Oh my God, tree shaking. Yes, that's a good one. Ken, I'm here with you folks in spirit. All right, 10 minutes have elapsed. I think maybe we're just going to get started. And whoa. Okay, cool. Let's freaking do this, guys. How is everybody doing tonight? Hey, you're going to make it, though.
Yeah.
I believe in you. And
you know what? Yeah.
And then we also have Z here. Z is the maintainer of hard source Webpack plugin.
Mhm.
Correct? Are there any other Webpack plugins you maintain?
I don't have any of the plugins I maintain. I have a few like experimental plugins. Like I made a plugin that removes the bootstrap code into a separate file so that you can use the same bootstrap code in multiple files as like another like common chunk way to like do stuff, but it's an experiment. The other big thing I maintain is a stylus loader.
Oh, nice. Okay, cool. Very cool. And then yes, we have left pad here, the humblest maintainer I know of Babel.
Nothing to say.
You are the humblest maintainer
Babel's
and maintainer of Babel.
Yeah. It was interesting meeting people at Manhattan JS today.
Oh yeah? How was that?
It's good. They're like, yeah, they said they like exactly what you said.
Nice. Well, you are, man. That's why we get around.
Mm-hmm.
No, I keep you around to show me how Babel works. Okay, select folder, open. Booyah! Okay, so guys, let's talk Webpack loaders. This news will probably, like, the funny thing is that typically, what time is it? It's like 8 p.m. in California. And so everybody in New York is either already asleep or drinking at the bar. And then California, everybody's like still probably hanging out with the fam or at work. So we're just going to get into this. So we're here to talk about loaders. I gave introductions. I'm Sean, one of the maintainers of Webpack at the Larkin. And tonight it's Webpack Wednesdays. And so for that, we have bourbon, Ken Wheeler's favorite, the finest Woodford Reserve. And this is brought to you by Microsoft Surface. So go buy one. Anyways.
Well, that was a lot better than yesterday.
One of my coworkers.
Did you like that?
Really liking it.
That was, thank you. I appreciate that. I'm getting better. This, this whole fake sponsor promotion kind of thing is pretty good. So, and apparently it's 1 a.m. in Argentina. Thanks for showing, that support. I hope that you walk away with something useful tonight, Ezekiel. Okay, so let's get down to business. I got a repo open. Let's talk about Webpack loaders. You guys both, in some way or in some capacity, maintain a Webpack loader, correct?
Sometimes.
in some capacity. So I think the best way to start, like I do with everything, is let's draw some crap and talk about really quickly, how does a loader fit into the Webpack lifecycle? Mm-hmm. So let's break out the old sketchpad. Brought to you by Microsoft Surface. Anyways, I'm getting better at this. See, we can take and divide the entire Webpack process into 3 parts. And I'm just going to be really obvious about it. So the first is resolve. The second part is transform. And then the last part is bundle. Put it all together. So loaders fill this purpose right here. And they're actually really close. It's more like this section right here, if we really want to get down to business.
Yeah,
so
loaders do resolving themselves, like a less loader.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, exactly. So I think what we're going to cover in let's say 15 minutes of time, we're going to 1, look at an example loader. 2, we're going to learn how to write our own custom loader. So I'm going to time myself, and we're going to try and go as fast as freaking possible. Okay. So what is a loader? It is a function. It's a functional paradigm. And the whole point is that at the end of when a dependency resolves, it is then turned into a module. So like your entry point, you pass a JavaScript file. It has a dependency that on a CSS file. Well, Webpack doesn't understand CSS by default. It only understands JavaScript. So after it resolves it, it's going to say, hey, do I have a loader or a rule about how to process .css files? And if it finds one, it's going to send it to what we call loader runner. But anyway, so like I said, a Webpack loader is just a function that takes a source, and returns a new source. So I think that's makes sense.
Yep.
So
Yes.
what's really cool is that because we're using a functional paradigm, it makes hot module replacement possible for anything with a loader. It's my favorite part. So that's where, you see the React hot loader and the fancy, whatever hot loader, etc. That's, pure functional programming, it is really friendly with Webpack HMAR because of how it's designed. But that's a talk for another time. So let's dive in actually to, as I like to call, to codes. And thankfully, I had already installed Webpack on this project. So I think by busting out the bash subsystem here, let's see how this goes. Oh, you should probably switch over. Can we see that? Good.
Mm-hmm.
It did. It's working. Beautiful.
Excellent.
Awesome. Well, I wonder if this works. npm bin Webpack. Hey, it totally works. Okay, so let's just create a little sample project super quick. So I think we could just say index.js. Ooh, that's definitely index.ks.
That's a new language. I don't know that one.
Not yet. Just wait. It'll be just another JavaScript subset, superset. And then we have our standard webpack.config.js. And so let's do the normal things we would probably do. Const path equals require path for output, and module.exports equals an object. And we want to specify an entry point, and that's going to be our index. And output, we want to path is path.resolve. Let's say dir name, and let's just do dist. I like dist. Do you guys like dist?
Yeah, I use this.
Yeah, that just feels right. Like I feel like I never heard about dist until I started using Webpack, and I was like, oh, okay, I like this. File name. Let's just use the old, I'm lazy and I don't want to name my stuff. Cool. So we have the minimum viable configuration, the MVC. Save that one for later. Let's go ahead and try to run this again. And let's see if I can see this correctly. Okay. Hey, look at that's magic. Some people think that's magic. Okay, so we've gotten this far. Now we want to use a custom loader. So what's really cool is that, like Z mentioned, is that loaders can use the same resolver that the Webpack modules use itself. So the first thing that we're going to do is, so you have two options when you want to write a custom loader that you want to test or use. One, you could just create a new npm module, and then the other one is that you could create you could put it in your project and then just have a special resolver for it. So I want to take the other path, which is resolve loaders, and it works just like the resolve property in Webpack. And we can just specify the name. So like zloader. There we go. I like it. And then we're just going to do require.resolve to a file called zloader.js. So obviously this is going to fail. Well, technically it won't yet, but
It failed because you got a semicolon.
I can't tell you how much I put semicolons there. We should have semicolon dangle.
I do that too, actually.
Come on now. Okay, It's always hard jumping back between Mac and a Windows keyboard. Okay, so we got this far. Let's go ahead and create our first custom loader. And let's call it zloader.js. And like I said, it is a function loader that takes a source and returns a new source. Let's just, self-reference for now. I think I spelled that right. Okay, so we have a loader. We have a alias rule for it, but we're not actually using it. Mm-hmm. So we probably want to actually go ahead and create a file that we're going to require that, Webpack doesn't understand and sends to our rules about the module. So let's say we got Henry.chu. Boom.
Interesting.
And we'll just treat it like, let's just say a henry.zu file is going to return z. And I don't know, does it even need to have anything? Boo. Let's just do this. I like it. So what we want to do is we need to define a rule now for this type of module. Webpack can handle it. We just need to tell Webpack special instructions. So that's where our rules come in. So we're going to say, I want to talk about our module, and I want to define rules for it. And I want to say, when I come across I come across a ZHU file, I want to run, use. I want to use zloader. Things are feeling pretty gravy so far.
Okay.
What do you think? And then I think we probably need to require it. So const z equals require henry.chu. Boom. Doesn't that feel weird just looking at it like that? Yeah. I've never even seen that extension. But you can do crazy things. Henry's like, that's my name. I spelled that right, didn't I?
Yeah.
Nice. Okay. So let's go ahead and just give this a shot. Right now, we probably should error, I think. Hey, okay, so it looks like it didn't resolve correctly, so let's find out why. Could not find module, resolve file name.
I think you need to make it relative.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Nice.
Nice catch.
Yeah.
Touche.
There we go.
Boom. Okay, so this is good so far, I think.
This is a good error.
Well, it's a more positive error. Resolve loaders. Is it just resolve loader? I have a feeling. Hey.
Gotta love that Webpack config schema check.
Oh, it's so nice. Well, guys, look at what we have. We just added a zoo file. Look at this. Let's look at our Webpack distribution. Oh my God, I only have 5 minutes left. Okay, look.
Oh no.
Boom. And it returns just foo. Now, obviously, this code wouldn't actually run in the browser successfully.
Mm-hmm.
What the hell, foo?
Just run a node. I want to see the error.
Could I do that? Okay, I guess I could do that, right?
Node.js.
Yeah, this main.
Oh yeah, that's right. Node. Geez, you guys are on top of it.
We got your back.
Boom, foo's not defined. Makes sense. Okay, so now we actually want to do something with our loader. So why don't we do this? Let's take instead, we probably want to what? String wrap it and console log it.
Sure.
Sounds good.
Okay, so let's return. Well, we needed to actually export something. So, because we're requiring it. That feels right so far. And let's take the source of it. We could probably do like what? Console.log and then the code.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm on the right track. This feels right. Just don't forget
You
the
need
semicolon. What'd you say?
you're gonna need double quotes because right now source is just the word, the letters. So it's gonna be console.log and it's gonna think foo is a variable.
Look
You
at
need
you.
double quotes
Okay.
for the $sign and the you got it.
Dude, guys, if you were gonna do a live stream, bring Z with you. No joke. Okay. So let's see what happens.
Nice.
Okay, we got progress. The bundle increased by like a byte, so maybe we should. Okay, we'll deal with it.
It's like a whole nother 33 bytes right there.
Now, I guess probably if we run this, we're not going to get anything. Oh,
Nice.
I guess we did. Oh, so does that actually evaluate even though I'm doing a module export?
Yeah, it evaluates and then returns what console log returns, which I think console log returns undefined though. So the I don't think is going to be anything, but I could be wrong. It might be foo.
I think you're absolutely right. So maybe we should do this.
Yeah, it won't return anything.
3 minutes left. Okay, so we should do this instead. We should take and let's get this out of here. And instead, let's just go ahead and call it from index and do console.log z. Let's bundle it. Bundle succeed. Boom. Same result, but now I think I feel a little bit better knowing I'm using better JavaScript. Cool. Okay, so
It's a little more useful too. You can just like record like any string file, right? Some text, you want it in your code.
exactly now. Yeah, so like, yes. If I wanted to take and be like, well, that would probably be weird. I don't know about the semicolons either. Okay. So now we want to bundle it. Okay, looking good. A little bit large. Okay.
Nice.
Got it. We created our own zoo loader or Z loader. So, okay, let's double check the panel really quick. All right, peoples. Did life just cease or start for the first time after seeing that? Where's my screen? There it is. Never thought of you string. Yeah, magic.
Yeah, string interpolation is really good stuff when you're writing custom loaders.
Totally.
It makes it so much easier.
Totally, absolutely, I agree. And if I can see clearly now. Guys, that's that's all a Webpack loader is. Function, return another function. You could create an entire framework that's built around your own custom loaders to do whatever you want. I mean, think about it. So this is just scratching the surface. I do want to pull up, as promised, Babel loader so that we can take really quick a look at the source and just kind of dissect some pieces. So, oops, I exited out of bash, but we'll get there. And then we'll send Henry a pack-in because I told him I'm not going to force him up late this time. Against his will.
Yeah. Exactly.
Okay, cool. So, I guess what? npm install Babel loader. That's probably fair.
You can yarn.
Ooh. No, I haven't figured out how to just do it in straight Linux yet. So it didn't exist on apt-get. So huh?
You get through npm, but we can do that another time.
Yeah.
Yeah. I could do that. Do you think it'll take a long time? It's actually going really fast. So like last time, I was seeing it really slow in the bash subsystem, but it's got some speed now. So I'm really happy with it. Buy a service. Anyways, so let's explore Babel Loader. So now that we're kind of comfortable and we get how it works, here we go. So as we know, a loader is a function that takes a source and returns another source. There's a couple other paradigms, like you can provide source maps and a callback. And so that might be what we see here, but I think overall the concept is going to be similar. So let's just take a look-ski and see what we find. Can we see that okay?
Error message.
Looking good now.
Awesome. Hey, cool. So whenever I'm looking at, so what I like to do is actually just look for the function, because sometimes you can wrap code above and below and, you know, whatever. Everybody has their own style. But finding that source of truth, which is to take the input, return the new or the old input, and go from there. So I think we've found it. Source options. No, maybe not. Module.export. There it is. There it is. So let's go into doodle on some crap mode really quickly. And awesome. So yes, we have our loader function. Cool, cool, cool. Webpack remaining chain. Oh, nice. Nicely done. So there are a couple other supporting packages that you guys might want to know about if you're creating loaders and you want to make it easy for you to use. So loader utils, take a look at it. We can go over that some other time. I'm freaking doing this every day for now. And a lot of times you'll see.
This must be the transpiled version.
Huh?
Because it's using bar underscore.
Yep, I think so. Well, yeah, I pulled it just from node modules.
Okay. Cool.
And yeah, so what do we got here? This is all your caching code, which, by the way, if you use Babel Loader, cache directory is an awesome feature for build speed. Let's see what else do we have here. This one's interesting to me. Do you know what the metadata subscriber is about, Henry?
I do not.
Something to look up. Okay, resolve RC. So then we also have some code for finding the Babel RC file and then seeing what the environment is. So cool, makes sense. And then let's go down. I think it's going to call transpile at some sort. So right here is where transpile is called. And as you can see, so when you are passing a source map, instead it's going to be asynchronous. So your loader is going to take, oh, hey, Blaine, what's up, man? And it's going to return, I can't remember what this argument means, but it's the new code that you've transpiled and the source map for it. So, you know, yet again, takes a source, returns a new source. In this case, it's just asynchronous. And if we really wanted to get fancy, we could take a look at what this transpile is, but it just pulls in Babel as a dependency and just calls transform. And then otherwise, it melts like a hot volcano and catches it and passes some really badass useful information. Isn't this the one that Kavinsky made really fancy, or Andre Pop?
Yeah, I think Andre Pop. Yeah.
Andre Pop made some really pretty errors for this. And then there's some source map options. So yeah, that is that easy, guys. So my challenge to you, users and peoples out there, I want you guys to go ahead and just whip up your own custom loader. It's super easy. You can do so using the same pattern that we did here. You know, just build your loader right in the file, use resolve loader to reference it. And then what I also want you guys to check out is go to Webpack contrib, because that is going to contain all of our Webpack contrib. This is our new repository that's maintained by a collection of our contrib team. And this is going to have all of our maintained community loaders and plugins. So if you wanted to look for some other proof of concepts or how things work, go here and then webpack.js.org/API/loaders is going to have a whole crap ton, a metric crap ton of information about all the different properties and ways that you can leverage loaders. Because you can not only transform files, but if you wanted another dependency to add to that graph, we learned that last night, you can actually do so by using add dependency feature. And you can add a context module. You can add special values that get returned and chain loaders together. And so there's all these super awesome options that you guys can leverage. So
I like that emit file option.
yeah, isn't that cool? Yeah, I think that's how, like, oh God, what is it? It's emit, like, that's a great way to like file loader, I believe, uses it. So
yeah, I'd really recommend looking at file loader. It uses emit file, and it's just a really great example of working for that kind of other area of Webpack.
Exactly. So I guess I will give a couple minutes for people to ask questions, but I wanted to keep this short and sweet without me rambling and promoting Woodford Reserve. So yeah, guys, what kind of questions you got? How about you two? Do you guys have any crazy questions while they're answering or asking?
If I wanted to inject require Babel polyfill, I wouldn't use that in a loader, right?
If you wanted to inject Babel, would you want to do it in every JavaScript file?
Right. So because it's a polyfill, I wanted to only go in the entry point as the first line.
That gets really tricky.
Yeah.
That's one limitation of loaders, is that it has no concept of beginning and end. It's
Yeah.
a iterative process as part of the resolution. And so you're better off using like
Plugin.
I think that you could use like you could emulate provide plugin, which injects variables into the bundle runtime.
I think you go one step further and just make it a multi-entry.
That's perfect. Yeah, you can decorate the entry property, use add entry.
Okay. Because
Nice.
right now, the way that preset EMV works is that we require you to manually add Babel polyfill at the entry point. But it would be nice if like Babel loader did it automatically, right?
Oh man, well technically, you can add it as a dependency, but I don't know what the order would be without. So like, I'm trying to think of in the context of only doing it through a loader.
So like, I know the tricky thing for that part would be like, you're talking about making something like imports, which is like another really great example of what you can do with loaders, where it's going to add lines at the beginning of the file to import content.
Yep.
But it's really weird when you start talking about modules that might have like, there might be ES modules with Webpack 2, and Webpack's going to transform that in ways that Webpack may change over time, and the loader may not be able to like accurately get that to be the first thing that executes.
Yeah. And then even more is that the preset transforms the import statement into multiple import statements, right? So the polyfill is smaller than, so that it can be smaller, basically, yeah. So I'm not sure.
I see. So, okay, community, you've been charged with a task from Henry Zoo, and I'll come after you like a bat out of hell if we don't get some answers. So, no, that's actually pretty legit. I think it'd be incredible if people didn't have to manually include Babel polyfill.
Yeah.
I mean, part of me thinks, could we just do a plugin that accompanies it?
Yeah.
The last thing we want to do is use the hacky access to plugin hooks in a loader, because it is possible, and I'll tell you, but I'll explain why you don't want to. A good example of a loader that does this is TypeScript loader, but it is impossible to use worker threading features like Happy Pack because they have access to these things. And so I guess just these. But anyways, we could do it that way, but then you basically lose out on the whole multi-threading, and people love that crap. Because it actually does increase the time significantly. So I think either we could make another plugin, but that's about the same as adding the polyfill, right? It's just a manual have to do step.
I
Right.
got a trick for you.
What?
If this was a loader for the entry file,
Mhm.
you could do a loader that replaces the entire source and just makes it basically like a nested entry. First line, it requires your Babel polyfill. The next line is a required to a helper loader, which does the reverse, or actually no, just the one that just disables all loaders or whatever. Just calls the original file.
Right.
I think maybe a decent piece of metadata that we could stick on. So this is, I need to document this. A decent piece of metadata that we could stick on without causing too many side effect issues is maybe a property in the loader context that just says is entry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is
Because the
polyfills. Yeah.
I think I think that data is accessible. So I'm going to just document this. Is entry decorated in the module factory? Cool. Well, I'm not going to keep anybody anymore. Nobody had questions, so I think their minds are blown away to smithereens, which is good. So everybody, thank you for joining us. Webpack Wednesdays. Unofficially, Don't Sue Me, brought to you by Woodford Reserve and Microsoft Surface. Thank you for Z, the maintainer of Hard Source Webpack plugin, Henry Zhu, the ever so faithful and humble maintainer of Babel Loader and the Babel ecosystem, and Lerna.js, right?
Yeah.
And Lerna. What other? There's another one I know that you own. Formerly maintainer of JSCS. Thank you guys for coming. I appreciate it. Now we can all go to bed and dream about loaders.
Nice.
All right. Well, I'm Sean, maintainer Webpack. If you don't have time to contribute, or you love this show, or you love the things that we're doing, feel free to stop by opencollective.com/webpack, or just drop in a GitHub issue or any type of contribution, or retweet a Webpack tweet for somebody who's having a great day. Have a good one. Bye.
Cheers.